The UN Security Council held an emergency session on Sudan today. A civil war has been brewing there for more than 2 years, and mass killings are now being reported in a city seized by rebel forces. Chris Reyes has the latest from New York.
Some experts are calling this the greatest humanitarian crisis of the moment because of the scale and the brutality and the fact that across the board, there is agreement that what's happening in Sudan is genocide. This is a civil war between the Sudanese army and Sudan's paramilitary group, the RSF, that's been ongoing since 2023. Sudan has a population of about 50 million people, and humanitarians are now saying that half of that population faces acute famine. This week marked a turning point that experts are saying has pushed this conflict to a horrifying level following the fall of Fasher to the RSF. This is the capital of North Darfur and the base for the Sudanese army, in a city that's already been under siege for the last 18 months, where starvation and endless bombardment was happening. Right now, tens of thousands are trapped there. At the Security Council, the UN's chief humanitarian, Tom Fletcher, pleaded for member countries to step in.
Mr. President, the Sudan crisis is at its core a failure of protection and our responsibility to uphold international law. Sexual violence against women and girls is systematic. Deadly attacks against humanitarian workers are normalized. Atrocities are committed with unashamed expectation of impunity.
Even more alarm bells today from UN experts behind a fact-finding report on what's happening in Sudan. They presented their findings to the General Assembly, and in it details what they called a devastating pattern of atrocities by both warring parties. The report also talks about impunity being the real issue that keeps the war going, with both sides able to do what they want, with no one holding them accountable. From one of the experts behind the report, heartbreaking stories of what they gathered firsthand.
The brutality is horrendous atrocities that have been committed. And in one case, he said, they had to use like a house to pack all their relatives' dead bodies. And they were over 30 they have to put together and run away in the communities. So they haven't even been able to bury their loved ones.
The message from humanitarians is for the world to pay attention, to heed the call for aid, and not to abandon the Sudanese people. Chris Reyes, CBC News, New York.